What's good, y'all?
What's good, bro?
What's good with you? This is Gravity Films, and we got another interview. Let us know what we have here.
BlockBoy, man. Y'all know that. BlockBoy, we out College Square with it, man.
Most definitely, most
Sure.
definitely. So, tell me where you grew up and exactly how you grew up.
I grew up downtown Suffolk, though.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on Kissimmee. I don't know if you're familiar with Kissimmee. That's like South Side, downtown Suffolk, like South Suffolk, whatever. I mean, it was all right, you know. I was raised by my daddy for real. My mama was in my life for sure, though, but I moved out here in Virginia with my daddy. I'm from Carolina, born in Carolina, though, but
Okay.
I was raised by my pops, though, whatever. You know what I mean? Just a regular kid for real, growing up in the hood down there, whatever, chilling, partying, house parties, kid. I was chilling for real, bad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit like that. Yeah.
So, how'd you end up going with your dad and not your mom?
Bad.
Okay.
Like, I was getting in trouble in elementary, though, kicked out of like 4 schools, suspended, you know what I'm saying? She couldn't control me for real, so she sit me down here. And I just started living with him for real. You know what I mean? So that's how that went, though.
Okay. I mean, did you like it better living with him, or?
I mean, not for real.
He was more strict or something?
Nah, not for real. Cause there were things I ain't had to do. Like I ain't had to. He wasn't tripping about nothing. Just go to school for real. Come home, whatever. He wasn't tripping about nothing for real. But he was just like, don't get in trouble in school. Just try not to get in trouble. Mama, she was just, you know, she gonna cook. She gonna. You need to go to church. I ain't gotta do none of that.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was chilling for real. But
They try to drag you into church and
yeah,
shit.
I ain't. Yeah, that stuff like that I ain't with.
Nah, for sure. So, you know what I'm saying? You rep College Square. When did you move out here?
I moved out here in like 08. Yeah, 08. 2008, 2007. Like beginning of 8th grade, 7th grade year, something like that. So yeah, I've been out here since 08 though. What's this, 24? So like 18, 19 years probably, something like that. Yeah, about 18 years I've been out here. Yeah, on Brookwood.
So what was it like, you know, growing up out here? You know what I'm saying? Because I had told you before, I had grew up out here from like 1 to 7, you know what I'm saying? Then I moved to Dunedin and shit. And I remember how it was. But what was it like for you?
Man, you had to know how to fight though. You had to know how to, like, you came outside like you were gonna get in something though. Like you were gonna get into a fight eventually though, regardless. Like it was just everybody grew up on a block together though. You know, everybody had their parents and stuff, whatever, but we really raised each other though, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I went though. We really raised each other. You were gonna fight somebody though. Like
If you came outside.
Yeah.
If
You were gonna fight
outside,
somebody,
you
yeah. You were gonna fight somebody for sure though. And then, you know, that's just to be a part of College Square and let everybody know that you ain't soft. You were gonna have to get into a situation for sure though. But shit, after that shit ain't about nothing though.
Most definitely.
For sure.
So, you know, you had told me that you were in prison for 6 years. But when did, like, you know what I'm saying, you growing up regular, you know what I'm saying, fighting, when did that turn, you know what I'm saying, to the streets? Like, what was that, you know what I'm saying, transition? Like, what you think got you into that?
To the street.
Yeah.
Man, like I said, just growing up out here, we were just doing bad shit. Like, just out here though, like, out here is like, it's a whole city. Cause it's big, you feel me? So it's just like, every day you come outside, it's 100 people on every block. Or 50 people on this corner, 50 people in that corner, you know what I mean? It's always something going on. It's always a fight every day. It's a movie for real. Somebody could write a book about College Square, to be honest though, you know what I mean? But it's just a movie though, you know what I mean? It's just everything was going on. So like coming outside 12, 13, it might be 3 fights right there. Or somebody getting chased out the neighborhood. It's just now when the police around here, police was on us when we were kids, middle school. So that's already putting us in the street right there though. You know, guns weren't really a factor for real then. I mean, people had guns, but wasn't nobody walking around with guns for real about to go, you know what I mean, how it's going on now though, you feel me? It was just basically about fighting for real. That's all, so.
Where do you think it changes from fighting to guns? Like, what do you think happens in the middle of that?
What, like, how it came, how
it progressed into guns, like?
The Chicago wave.
Oh, okay.
Chief, all them 2011, 12 coming out with drill rap. They making everybody want to tote 30s and 40s. Nobody knew what 30s and 40s was before they came out with
That's a
this.
fact.
So that's all for real. But now this generation, 2018, 19 is different now though. So that's all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Definitely the Chicago wave. Definitely put Virginia like how it is now though for sure.
Most definitely.
Back then too though. But yeah. Cause ain't nobody fighting no more. Niggas ain't trying to lose. You lose. I mean, we grew up fighting though. Like we really grew up fighting. So, you know what I mean? That just what's going on. So I don't know for real.
Most definitely. So what was the situation that landed you in prison? Could you talk about that as like?
Yeah, it's over. Yeah,
okay.
that situation. I mean, it been other situation stuff, but that situation where I got my 6 years. One of my little girl cousins, she was just dealing with a nigga, and he was dealing with somebody else, and you know, a little fight broke out. I felt like a nigga goddamn about to put his hands on her, so goddamn.
You went with your move.
Yeah, I went with my move, and then the rest of the guys goddamn. You know what I mean? Stomped them out. Shit wasn't about nothing though. You know what I mean? Militia wounded though. And then, you know, we were little. Niggas were catching a little assault by mob charges and shit like that, so that shit won't. And we was already targeted as gang shit anyway though, so that shit won't about nothing though. That shit over.
So it's 6 years for somebody getting stomped out?
Stumped out. We had gang participation, malicious wounding. He almost died too though, so.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's different. So, what do you think you learned from that situation? Like, if you could replay that day, what would you do different?
Shit, I would have jabbed, find out, like, I would have stopped it for real. I would have stopped it for real. Nah, I mean, jab. I would have jabbed, like, I would have never even let it went down, though. I would have just even, let it. Yeah.
You don't think it was worth it?
Nah, hell nah.
Yeah.
Now, me looking back, nah, hell nah, cause Cuz wasn't there for a nigga, though, you feel me? She ain't do shit for a nigga. Or, I ain't gonna say it just with that. I was hot-headed anyway, so I was just on some shit like, fuck it. Lock that door, bro.
So, when you got sentenced, right? What was that moment like?
Shit. When I got sentenced, it was just like, it was crazy, though, because it was like, all this time for this, though. But, like I said, I've been in different cases, though. I've been in little gang fights, little stuff like that. I always been one of the young boys always locked up or in trouble, though, you feel me? So, I mean, shit, I was mad. I ain't want to get sentenced to 6 years, but at the end of the day, I had to do the time. Shit, I ain't had no lawyer, I ain't had nothing. People ain't had no money. So, I said, I definitely learned, though. You know what I mean?
So what was you thinking, like, all right, like, so take me through that process. They sentence you, right? And then you go back, and then, like, I guess you stayed in, like, local jail for a minute. And then they
Western
take
Tidewater, Hampton Road Regional.
you. Yeah. So then they take you out the road type shit?
Took me to, so boom, like, when you get sentenced, depending on how long you get sentenced for, you get DOC time. That's Department of Correction or whatever. I got sentenced 20 years, spend 14, do 6, and DOC. So, you know, you gotta wait like 3, 4, 5 months after you get sentenced or whatever. I ended up going to Powhatan in Richmond. That's like a receiving. Everybody gotta go to receiving before you go to your actual penitentiary you're going to. So I ended up going to Powhatan, then I ended up going like the Green Rock. I ended up going to Green Rock. A little penitentiary, and that's it. That's how they went though.
So, like, so they take you on a bus type shit? Like, how is it like?
Yeah, take you on a bus, shackled up, you know what I'm saying, feet, arms, like you killed 10 people.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
But, like, take me through the emotions you feeling at that time. Like, are you on the bus, you talking to people, like they telling you how they got time, or like, what is that like?
Like when you get sentenced, it's like.
That's the worst part, you think?
Yeah, but it's over with too though.
Okay.
Cause you can go ahead and get the penitentiary and start. It's better though than the jail. You know what I mean? Jail, you really can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really like you in a pod all day for real. You might not even go to rec for real, but once a month, if that. So it's like, for me though, that was my first time going to penitentiary though. So, around motherfuckers, listening to motherfuckers just talking, whatever. I ain't really too big on trying to get advice from motherfuckers though, because I'm always just observing anyway though. But just being in the cell with motherfuckers in jail, they've been in prison before, telling me like what go on, how this go, so I'm already hipped anyway. So, but it was like, you know what I mean? It definitely was like, damn, like, man, this shit in the way. Like, ain't nobody trying to even do all that, but shit was in the way. I don't wish nobody to go through this shit though, cause this shit in the way for sure.
Most definitely. You got any like crazy stories? Cause I remember one time I went to jail, and it was one nigga I was in a cell with, and he was telling me about how he overdosed on heroin, and his girl like called the police to get him to, you know what I'm saying, come back alive.
Right.
He was mad at his girl for getting him to, you know what I'm saying, like reviving him type shit. And I was like, damn, this nigga crazy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting in this shit listening to this nigga like, get me the fuck out of here. But like, you got any
Shit, I got
crazy
some shit though. I got yeah. I think both of them locked up too though. It's crazy though. I'm in a pod. I probably been in jail pod like I got a lot of shit though. But I'm gonna just talk about this specific time though. I'm in a pod with two people I know from downtown, whatever. They end up taking a nigga bag. But what's today, like Thursday? Today Thursday, so I think we were going to the store Monday. You know what I mean? But they end up taking a nigga bag. The nigga on the phone though, they end up bringing his food in my cell. So when I come back to the cell, now I mean, they like, well, we just took dude commissary. So when I go in the commissary, I ain't got shit though. So I'm like, man, all right, fuck that nigga there. You know what I mean? But niggas took his shit, whatever. But he got on the phone, he started goddamn getting crazy and shit, whatever. Like, whoever took my shit, I'm gonna beat their ass. But I'm chilling though, cause I ain't take your shit. It's in my cell though. But the whole block is eating this nigga shit the whole night. All you hear is rappers. Chip rapper though. Nobody got no food in the pod but him though, you feel me? So he like, man, whoever took my shit, I'm gonna beat y'all ass in the morning. So I'm like, man, I ain't paying that shit no, man. Cause I ain't taking shit though, I ain't tripping. So next morning he go up to one of the little niggas and shit like, boy, you took my shit. Cause little dude Selly, goddamn, he was a federal inmate and he go off his books, like in the jails and shit, you gotta pay $3 a day. But if you a federal inmate, you ain't gotta pay no money. So people would rather go on the Fed inmate books so they ain't got to keep paying the $3 a day because they equal out to like $21 a week. And niggas don't be getting money for it. You probably get $40 a month. You might get $40 on your book today. Tomorrow they taking $3. We probably go to the store Wednesday, so by the time you go to the store, you probably got $20 left. You got to get hygiene, food, or whatever you need, you feel me? But his seller gave him up, told dude like, yeah, my seller took your shit. So he bitched him. He went out there and like, man, you took my shit, you a bitch. If I see you eating something, whoop your ass. So the other little nigga was like, you gonna let that nigga talk to you like that? And went downstairs, they got the wrecking. He was getting off on a little dude. I jumped in this shit though, beat his ass, took the rest of his shit. Like,
took the rest of his shit?
Yeah, say fuck you. But that shit we whacked though. Like, I ain't with that shit though. I ain't never been with no stealing a nigga commissary or... Dude want no bitch though, they stole it from him, but they did it when he was on the phone type shit, you feel me? So yeah, that's all. It been a lot of shit though, like a little shit. It was another junk though. When I was in prison though, like when I was at Greensville, like probably one nigga getting his ass beat by 100 niggas.
Damn.
I'm like, God. But my celly told me though, my celly got, he alright from Norfolk and shit. Know what I mean, whatever. Know what I mean, but he was like, boy, the yard about to shake. Like the next hour when we get out of count, the yard about to shake. Came down that bitch. Now I'm saying, I'm like, the yard shook though. Like one nigga getting his ass beat. Like he did something though, know what I mean? But I'm like, damn, like this was really go on though. But yeah, shit definitely go down though. Every day though, know what I mean? Depending where you at type shit though.
So is it as rough as people make it seem? You know what I'm saying? Like you go in the cell, you gotta fight every day, you gotta worry about niggas stabbing you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say it depends where you at, and it's a respect thing. If you soft, like if you can't stand on your own 10, you ain't gonna know what I mean, make it though. Cause a lot of niggas get pressure to be in gangs. That's why a lot of niggas join gangs though. A lot of niggas join gangs and shit because they be soft for real. And they want protection though. Like a lot of niggas that gang bang and shit, they soft, some on soft, not all of them, but some on soft as hell for real. But some on go to jail and prison to get down. Know what I mean? That wasn't my issue though, my case. I did my whole time without that shit though. Like, ain't nothing disrespectful to them and shit though, but a lot of niggas go in that shit to get down and be scared for real, but you don't need, know what I mean? Hell no, you go in that shit, respect motherfuckers and do your time and stay out the way, you alright, know what I mean? But respect though, like you gotta have respect though. You don't respect a nigga gonna go inside your shit, or you trying to act hard and nigga gonna goddamn test your gangster, you know what I mean? That's just how that shit go though. But if you at one of them lower camps and lower levels, you ain't really gotta worry about too much for real. But when you lock down behind them cells, and that's when you round a lot of niggas your age or niggas that's on the same shit you on, you feel me? So you definitely gotta be on your shit though, but you go on that shit, respect everybody, goddamn, mind your business. Mind your business, that's the number one thing. Mind your business and respect people, you a lot. I don't care who you is. And long as you ain't do no fuck shit up out here, like kids or tell on a nigga, you a lot. Cause that shit travel. That shit travel like a bitch, don't give a fuck. You 3 hours away and you just come on the yard, this new prison.
They already know.
They already know. Somebody gonna know. Somebody gonna know you though, you feel me? So that's it for that shit ain't about nothing though.
Most definitely. So your first day out,
Yeah,
what was that like? You walking out, you know what I'm saying? I know that was crazy.
Shit, my first day out, goddamn, my brother DJ and shit, and bro goddamn came to pick me up and shit. Him and Marta G and shit, they came to pick me up and shit. I was at, I ended up getting moved to St. Brad. I got down, that's in Chesapeake, damn, I forgot what the hell St. Brad at. It's in Chesapeake, like deep in Hickory.
Like Hickory?
Okay. Deep in Hickory. They came and got me and shit. My mama came down too, but she was coming from Atlanta. She was far as hell. So I was like, shit, they were coming anyway for sure though, but I ended up getting them drop me off at the store down the street though. But I was chilling though. That day couldn't believe it for real.
It was surreal.
Yeah, cause it just seeing so many niggas go home out of them 6 years, like damn. I knew it was gonna come though, but you know, like getting to year 4, like damn, I still got 3 years left. Then getting down here, damn, I still got 2 years left. You know what I mean? But it felt real when I actually got moved to Chesapeake in 19. When I got moved and bro came to see me and shit, I'm like damn, I'm really in Chesapeake now. Like I ain't been down here in 5 years. You feel me? You know, they call St. Brad and Incarceration, the prisons and shit over here, they call it lower land. Like, I mean, you know, all the prisons really out there.
Out the way, yeah.
Like out the way, Emporia, Whaleville, shit out the way. Ain't nothing down here, but them two prisons, Indian Creek and St. Brad. So when I got out the gate, it was just like, damn. And I was a little decent though. I was decent though. Now, I mean, you know, anybody come home just working out in there gonna come home a little more in shape, and you know what I'm saying. For sure, but that shit was decent though. I was chilling though. I was definitely
What was the first thing you did? Like what's like, okay, what was something that was different out here that you ain't realized? Or was it too much, it wasn't too much different?
I think what I do my first day? I mean, I was just seeing how like it wasn't no structure out here. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no structure though. That just in the world period though. Nah, I mean, it wasn't no structure though. Like, I forgot what I did. I think me and my mama went to, I picked my daughter up. Yeah, I picked my daughter up. Me and my mama went to my grandma's crib in Carolina. I stayed out there for the weekend, you feel me? And that was it though, but it wasn't no structure though. Like, it was just people doing the same shit for real. Like, motherfuckers that you know, or family, motherfuckers doing the same shit. It wasn't nothing too much going on. You know what I mean?
So you weren't rapping before you went in, were you?
Nah.
So what made you want to rap when you got out?
Shit, to be honest, I made my little people Moo dad, and after he died, I made like a little trailer with my people, Kwani Jones, whatever. I made a little chiller with him though. That shit, I was just bullshitting for real, but I don't know. Everybody kept been telling me like, boy, do the joint, like rap, try to rap. And then this year I was like every year I made one trailer every year. Like, boy, let me goddamn see what this shit do. But this year, 2 months ago, I was like, man, fuck that. I gotta I'm about to drop. Bros coming home from locked up, they like, boy, do that shit, bro, do it. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I'm doing. Do that shit. You got a story behind, the hood behind you, so just do that shit though. So I just put that shit together and said, fuck it, I'm gonna try to do this shit for real.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Most
that's
definitely.
all.
So your music is, you know what I'm saying, centered around getting money. Like, not a lot of people, I feel like right now is like the drill wave. Everybody want to be a shooter, everybody a killer. But what made you want to do something different? Talk about something different.
Cause everybody that's on drill gonna end up catching the case, or they want to be seen for real. Like niggas want to be seen. Like that's why a lot of niggas drill rap, cause they want to be seen for real. They want everybody to know that. Oh, he talking about guns. He talking about he got ops. This we don't got no ops. Like we don't got no ops. So ain't no point me talking about drill rap. You know what I mean? But don't get it wrong though. We probably did some of the same shit they talking about, but that shit phony. We talking about trapping. I'm talking about trapping. That's what I'm talking about. Trapping, getting money, locked up shit. I ain't talking about nothing else. So that shit played out for real. They trying to follow a wave, I guess. But I don't. It's some niggas that's rapping drill that's alright though. That I fuck with. That's alright and shit. But hell no, I just feel like I had to get on that trapping wave. I had to really talk about this because this was really going on every day. So I had
That's
to.
your lifestyle.
Yeah, it's my lifestyle. So I had to really talk about that. You know what I mean? And really, yeah, that's what's going on though for sure.
Most definitely. So, people that's watching this, right? They want to get to know you better. What's one message that you can give everybody that sees this?
Man, get some money. I ain't hear never. Get some money. Know what I mean? Always like, just get some money. Stay you. Know what I mean? Don't stay you. Don't switch up. Stay you. Get some money. Stay focused. Everybody around you, install that in their head. Get some money. Know what I mean? But you gotta lead by example though. You can't just be doing it, saying it, and don't do it though. You know what I mean? So that's it for real. Get some money. Stay out the way. Remember who you got around you though, cause like once you get behind them bars, it'd be a different story. Or once goddamn lawyer fees or lawyers need to get taken care of or anything. You know what I mean? You gotta know who around you for real. You gotta know what people can bring to the table around you for real. And you gotta stay locked in though. You gotta stay locked in. You gotta motivate yourself every single day to get some money or do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna say get some money. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
For sure.
That's it. Ain't nothing else around it. Take care of your kids, get some money. If you ain't doing that, then I think there's a little side in it. Tell them go around the back though. Yeah, but that's it though. Get some money and that's it. For sure.
Okay. Gravity Films, BlockBoy.
Yeah.
Got another interview. And we out.
Yeah. I'm ready.